Privilege escalation with PrivescCheck. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at another PowerShell script that can be used to automate the process of identifying privilege escalation vulnerabilities on Windows, and it works much the same. It is actually independent of the PowerSploit framework, so I would want to make that as clear as possible, and using it is fairly easy and pretty much gives you, I would say, the equivalent of what PowerUp does, with a few caveats around what you can, what type of scan you can perform on the target system. But with that being said, the best way to show you this particular script is to actually do so practically in the form of a lab. So this video has a lab environment or a lab associated with it, and it's going to be a lab just below this video. The lab is very similar to the previous one where we used PowerUp, in that we're going to have a Kali system and a Windows system. And again, however you choose on gaining access to the target system outside of the RDP access you already have, that's entirely up to you. Again, remember, we're running under or operating under the context that we've already gained some form of access to the target system when we're now performing post-exploitation, more specifically privilege escalation. So with that being said, you can go through the video first, or the lab environment and the consequent documentation there, or you can go through the lab first and then watch the video. It's entirely up to you. So what I'm going to do is fire up the lab environment, and I'll see you there in a couple of seconds. All right, so I'm back in the lab environment, and just like the previous lab, you're going to be provided with your target IP address, which is just the victim machine right over here. And remember that in your case, your target IP and consequently your Kali Linux IP will be different, because the IPs are assigned dynamically. So that means, each IP that you get is going to be unique to your session. And if you restart the lab, you'll get a different one. And I'm sure you're already aware of this. So without further ado, we'll go onto the victim machine, and you can see you have the PrivescCheck folder on the desktop. And I'm going to open up a PowerShell window here, and I'm just going to increase the font size so that we can see, or rather you can see, what is going on with regards to the commands that I'm typing in. So 28 seems to be fair, and we're just going to navigate to the desktop right over here. By the way, you can see we are still running under the same unprivileged user called student. I can obviously confirm that by saying who am I and who am I priv, just to show you that there. And I can say net local group administrators, just to show you that, again, we're not dealing with an elevated account or one that is part of the admin group, and we need to perform something like bypassing UAC. With that being said, I'll just navigate into the PrivescCheck directory, and in here you're going to have your PrivescCheck PowerShell script. There's also the old version. We are going to be running the new version, so we're just going to say PowerShell execution policy bypass, and let me make sure I've maximized that right over here so you can actually see that. I think that's the best that I can do, but there we are, bypass, and then we're going to execute the following. So we can do it in a one-liner here, and I'll just say like so. We want to run PrivescCheck check.ps1, and then we're going to invoke the PrivescCheck function by just saying invoke, so multi-line, we'll just say PrivescCheck, and we'll close the single quotes there and hit enter, and there we are. So it's going to begin performing the checks for, again, the local privilege escalation vulnerabilities present on this system. And this one of the downfalls of this particular script is how long it takes, but we'll give it maybe 1 to 2 minutes to complete. But it is quite comprehensive with regards to the checks that it performs. So I'll get back to you once this is done. All right, so that is done. It actually took less time than I had anticipated. So right over here, you're going to have your PrivescCheck report, where it'll tell you, what potential Privesc vulnerabilities you have. And right over here, you can see that we have one. It's telling us there's a potential privilege escalation vulnerability here with a severity of medium. And it says that this is related to locally stored credentials and Win logon. So it's exactly the same privilege escalation vulnerability we again exploited in the previous video. where the WinLogon credentials are being stored in clear text and are not being encrypted. So we can navigate to this particular section of the report right over here. So we want to look for that specifically, and you can see the various checks that it does. For example, checking for hijackable DLLs, BitLocker, so on and so forth. And you can see right over here, credential guard is not configured, so on and so forth. So we'll go to where that is. There we are. So we can see the test is creds, WinLogon, and we can see that the check that is performed is essentially involves passing the WinLogon registry keys and check whether they contain any clear text passwords. Entries that have an empty password field are filtered out, and we can see we get the administrator account password in clear text, and it's different from the previous video. But again, we can pretty much do the we can use any of the techniques we used in the previous video, like performing a pass the hash attack, or not really a pass the hash attack, but authenticating via SMB using PrivesecCheck, or even through the PrivesecCheck module in Metasploit. But just to verify that this works, I'm just going to copy that, and we'll use the run as command right over here. So let me just bring that to the top here. So we can just say run as .exe. The user is going to be administrator, and we can launch something like CMD, right? And I'll just paste in the password there that I copied, right click, and there we go. So I'll just increase the font size this time so you can actually verify that that is the case. Actually, hold on. That should allow me, let me switch it to Consolas, and we'll go with 24. There we are. So I can say, who am I? Administrator, who am I? Priv. And you can see, there we are. So I'm not going to go through the techniques you can use to get an elevated reverse shell or meterpreter session, as you're already aware of them. They are plentiful, and that's why I pointed out that in the prerequisites for this course, in the course introduction, that having experience with post-exploitation and experience with tools like Metasploit is essential. But we also cover some of these techniques, as I mentioned, in other courses within this learning path. But yeah, that's how to use PrivescCheck. You can take a look at it. The lab documentation contains more information about PrivescCheck. My personal preference is PowerUp and PowerSploit in general, just because, again, it's worked for me for a very long time. With that being said, that's going to be it for the practical demonstration section of this video, and I'll see you back in the slides.